guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we are back with a TBR Jar Picks, my TBR video. We didn't do one last month because I did have plans to finish a bunch of series this month. That didn't happen, not even slightly. I think I'm only one book further into a series than I was before the month started. But that being said, we're back with the TBR Jar this month. I think this month I'm gonna go for 5 prompts because it's gonna be a busy month in that BTS's album just released on the 20th and there'll be a lot going on, and I don't think I'm gonna have the time and the bandwidth to keep up with everything happening with BTS schedule wise and read a lot of books. So we will see. Also, the lighting might fluctuate. I've decided to film this in the afternoon and that's when the sun kind of comes into this window, so I don't know how the lighting's going to be and I do apologise, but we're just going to go with it. Okay. Also, I have become a gym girly this month, which is why I didn't film this morning like I normally would have, but that's also taking up a little bit of my time. So we're going to go for 5 prompts and see how we do. So let's pick the first prompt. I don't even know if that's the right way up. Oh, it wasn't, it was upside down. Okay. On TBR for over 6 months. That's a lot of the TBR. We have a lot of options. We have probably like over 100 options just for that. So let me pick a few options and we'll talk through them. Okay, I've got 4 options here. First off, we have Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I was thinking of starting this month and it is on my spring TBR, so that could be a good option. Then we've got Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope. This is a cowboy romance, so I think this could be good for spring, which makes no sense, but cowboy romance just screams spring to me. I don't know. Oh no, it's got nice edges. The 5th and final book comes out this month. I don't know, we'll see. A novel love story by Ashley Parsons is also on my spring TBR, so is Holding the Reins actually. And again, this seems kind of springy, it could be nice. And then we've got A Touch of Ruin by Scarlett St. Clair. This, I have been in the middle of the series since November, not last year, but the year before. And the last book I read in the series was in February last year. So I just feel like I need to get around to it again and continue the series. So, but then that's 5 more books I have left of this series until it's finished. Like, it's completed, I can't complete it, but that is coming to 5 books this month. So I think automatically that takes this one out of the running, because if I'm picking 5 books as a just in case, I don't think it's going to be working for me right now. Okay, I might go for a novel love story because it's the only standalone. Like Holding the Reins, I do own 4 out of the 5 books, so I would only have to buy 1 if I did read this one, but again, that's 5 books. And I don't know if I want to commit to that. This one's only 3 books, but I would have to buy the next 2 books in the series if I like it. And like I say, I don't know how much time I'm going to have to read this month, so I think we're going to go for a novel love story by Ashley Parsons. Okay, prompt number 2. I dropped one. Okay, I think I picked up a different one than the one I dropped, but we're just gonna have to go with it. Okay. We have retelling, and I think the only retelling I have left on my TBR, because I unhauled the other one, would be Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. This is a Medusa retelling, so this could be interesting. This is the book we have, so this is what we're going for. I suppose technically I could do Neon Gods because it's kind of Hades and Persephone, but it's not really a retelling, so this is the only one that's a true retelling / reimagining of the original. Prompt number 3. A book about books. I have a couple of these. Let me get back to you with the options. Okay, I have 4. So the first one we have is The Bookshop Below by Georgia Summers. This, excuse me, I think it's about magic books or a magic bookshop. Yeah, a bookshop about magical books, and it needs to have an owner, and I think it's Cassandra and then a rival bookseller who is trying to own this bookshop. So this could be interesting. As far as I'm aware, it's a standalone. It looks decently short. This could be an option. Then we have Ink Blood Sister Scribe. Again, a kind of similar premise of there being magical books being protected. Then we have the Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop by Takuya Asakura. That's hard to read only because like there's the cherry blossom on top. This is beautiful. April is cherry blossom season, so I'm really leaning toward this one, and it's nice and short, and I love cozy Japanese translated fiction, and you know it's cozy because there's a cat on the cover. Apparently that's actually how it works. And we also have Yellow Face by R.F. Kwong, which is about this woman who plagiarizes her colleagues, who's now died, manuscript, but it's called Yellowface because I believe the person is white, but the book was written by an Asian author, and it's about Asian topics, struggle, that kind of thing. It's kind of like political and very like it's like commentary about the literary world from the standpoint of publishing and authors and that kind of thing. So it does sound interesting, and I do quite like R.F. Kwong's writing. But I think because, listen, I'm not in a super romantic-y mood, and I think the only book on here that's a romance is The Bookshop Below. I'm not in a massive romance mood at the minute, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna go for the Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop because hopefully, it's cherry blossom season, and fingers crossed, there is Annick Gardens, which is like an hour or so away from Newcastle. They have cherry blossom that usually it's like late April, beginning of May, and I missed it last year because I was in Amsterdam, so hopefully we get to see them this year and go to the cherry blossom garden at Annick Gardens. So it'd be nice to kind of be reading this around that time. And also look at it, it's beautiful. That is like the most beautiful cover I think to ever exist. So, okay. Prompt number 4. I've got 2. I might pick them both out and that'd be prompt 4 and 5. Might as well. Prompt 4. I don't know if that's focused. There we go, I think. At least 500 pages. That's not ideal, but we'll go with it. I have 3 options. First of all, we have Hexed by Emily McIntyre. This is like 520 pages. This would mean this series is finally finished for me, so it's definitely a top contender. Then we have Throne of the Fallen by Kerry Maniscalco. It does mean I'd be starting a new series, but they're interconnected standalones, so it doesn't feel like I would have to read them all in one go. Not that I could, there's only 3 out and only 2 of them out in paperback, so there's that. And then we have God of Malice by Rena Kent. I know I'm not in a romance mood. All of these are romances, really. I know I'm not in a romance mood, but I feel like I could do dark romance. But then this is a 6-book series, and again, I'm trying to read series all in one go. Although these are interconnected standalones as well, so really, kind of like Throne of the Fallen, do I need to read them all in one go? Okay, I think I'm going to go with Hexed by Emily McIntyre because I do want to finish this series, since that's what I'm trying to do this year, and also I love the edges. It's beautiful. This is like the prettiest cover of all of them. It's the biggest book out of the whole series. This is the works edition of it. And I do love the Little Mermaid. So okay, we're going with Hexed. The final prompt. Okay, we have continuous series. That's a good one to get. That's a good one to get. Okay. Okay. We could do Crimson River by Daphne Perry because I only have Crimson River and Sable Peak left. Same as I could do The Bully by Sophie Locke because then, well, I have 3 left of those ones to be fair. This one's like a lot shorter. I've also got Revolve by Bal Cabra, and then I'll only have 1 left, and the last one comes out fairly soon, I think. Okay, no, I'm gonna go for Crimson River by Daphne Perry because I might also be able to squeeze in Sable Peak, and then that's this series finished, and then it means we could be finishing 2 series next month. This month. For me, currently next month, as you're watching this, like still next month, it's going up tomorrow for me, so. So, the TBR is, on TBR for over 6 months, we picked A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. For retelling, we picked Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. which is obviously a Medusa retelling. For a book about books, we picked The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop by Takuya Asakura. For at least 500 pages, we picked Hexed by Emily McIntyre. And for continuous series, we picked Crimson River by Daphne Perry. Okay, so this is the TBR for this month. It's a shorter one, but not that I have anything socially that makes it a busy month, but it does feel like a busy month. And I don't know why, but this month has felt very difficult to, not difficult to read, but difficult to know what I was feeling about the books that I was reading. I think I've only managed to rate one of the books so far that I have read because I'm enjoying them, but I'm struggling to like have thoughts and feelings about them. I don't know what's going on with me this month, but yeah. I think 5 books is a little bit more manageable and it gives me room to play around and mood read a little bit as well. What I have been doing this year is taking the prompts out of the TBR jar when I've used them, and then I'll put them back in later on once we start running out, just so I use more of my prompts. But I will be putting back in continuous series and on TBR for over 6 months because I have a lot of books that's been on my TBR for over 6 months and I have a lot of series I need to continue. So I think they're good ones to reuse. But the other 3 will be going out of the TBR jar, so like I say, hopefully every month we get a little bit of variety. Okay, that is it for this video. I now need to edit and upload this and hopefully I have time tonight to watch the BTS documentary on Netflix. I don't know what is wrong with people. Why do people not like this album? Okay, Arirang is one of their best albums. I love it so much. It is so good. I have it on repeat. It's the only song, like, I have only listened to that album, no other songs willingly. We've had Smooth Radio on at work, but that's it. I have not had listened to any of the music for over a week. Like, all I can listen to. Like, my favourites keep changing, but for anyone who is ARMY, Fire, Swim, Body to Body, and They Don't Know About Us are probably my 4 like absolute favourites, and like where they rank is changing day to day. Oh, and Hooligan. I love them all. Safe to say I'm very excited for July to see them live. So yes, if anyone watching this is ARMY, let me know in the comments down below what your favourite songs are from this album. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't already. I feel like I've said that already, but maybe I haven't. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Bye.